Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday, and I'm happy because I can see sunshine outside. So I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. My name is Erica from Me2 Paper Crafts, and I'm here to show you a new card design that I stumbled upon as I was browsing Pinterest, one of my favorite places to go for inspiration. And we're going to be using the Hues of Happiness beautiful suite of products. It's on pages 108 and 109 of our annual catalog. And yeah, it's just a beautiful suite of products. I think the thing that makes it the most beautiful is the designer series paper. I mean, I'm going to point my camera down to my desktop and show you the papers. They're just so beautiful that you can't help but really enjoy this suite of products. The stamp set is a line art stamp set with some lovely greetings in beautiful fonts, and you will be able to color those with any of your coloring mediums, whether they be watercolor pencils, whether you stamp them on watercolor paper and use your watercolor, your aqua painters. You could use your Stampin' Up markers, you could use your blends, you could use your watercolor pencils. So any number of coloring things, and we have them all here at Stampin' Up. Good morning, Barbara. How are you this morning? So I'm just going to pull up my feed on my laptop so I can see any comments that come in. I try and keep up with comments as we go. And if I miss any, or if you ask any questions, I'll always look and get back to you. So let me just pull this up. Here I am. And we'll get started. So we're good. Okay. Carolyn, good morning. Okay, you can catch me on the replay. That's fine. That's perfect. Okay, let's turn the camera around because I'm starting this card from scratch. I've done a little bit of pre-cutting, but let's just pull you down to my desktop so you can see what's going on here. Yes, there's a lot of stuff on my desk today. Okay, so I just put in a new refill in my tape runner, so that's ready to go. I got out another new package of Stampin' Dimensionals, the large size ones, because I need those for this project. So this is the bundle here. It's called Hues of Happiness. It spans over 2 pages. And as soon as I saw these projects right away, I went, okay, I'm in love with this. Look at this gorgeous gift bag. And you can buy these gift bags in the back of the catalog. The papers are stunning. There's even these beautiful, tucked in the corner here, there are these beautiful gems that you can get as well, and we'll be using those, I think, on our card. And then here's the stamp set. So it's a lot of line art, so you can color these, as I was saying earlier, with any number of your coloring tools. And I love the font. There's a mixed font in some of them, and then you've got some beautiful dies as well. The dies are fantastic. I'm going to show you a couple of cards that I've already made with this set and show you the dies. And I want to show you the papers quickly. So these are the, sorry, here are the dies right here. No, those aren't the dies. I've got 2 other die sets on my table here. Okay, here's the stamp set. Okay, and oh, I'm looking like I'm really crooked here. Let me turn this this a little bit. Hopefully I've turned it the right way. So this is the stamps that I was saying, and then here are the dies. Now, the fantastic thing about this suite is that these dies, yes, I did, I turned it totally the wrong way. Sorry about that. What's fantastic about these dies is that they cut out flowers and leaves from the paper, okay? So there are a number of sheets in here with huge flowers on them. So I've already started to cut out this paper here, and there was some of the blue flowers on that paper. And then there's this piece of paper. This one has the yellows and the pinks in it. So the dies will cut out. So the dies cut out actually this large flower, and this flower. Okay, and this flower. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 flowers that you can cut out, and you can cut out these leaves and these leaves. So when you're cutting your paper, I just basically cut like this. I just cut and go around the images, and then I cut them into smaller pieces, and then I can put the dies on here. And I have to tell you, with the brand new magnetic plate, which I have right here, it's plate number 5. This is brand new in the annual catalog. And it is much improved in that this will not warp, I'm positive, because it's got a really thick steel base or aluminum base, and then the magnet is all the way inside. So this is all magnetic on here, no more jumping dies. And then there's this self-healing mat. It's not really self-healing in that these lines won't disappear, but self-healing, I think it just means that it doesn't cut right through. Okay, so this will get very well worn. As you can see, it's already got quite a few marks in there. I've got a bad shadow happening here. Let me fix that. Okay, so I've been really enjoying that new magnetic plate, because then I can put, because right here on here, I can cut this one out, the flower, the smaller flower. And if there's flowers on the edges, I cut those as well, because you can use those on your projects as well. So there's this beautiful yellows and pink sheet, and there's blues and purples. Okay, so you can, if you've got your cutting machine out, you can go ahead and cut a whole bunch, which I've done. And then look at these other papers here. These don't cut out because they're a smaller version of the flowers, but they make beautiful background papers. And so you get 2 sheets of each. This is a beautiful one with the Night of Navy in the background. And it looks like it's been painted on canvas, because there's canvas texture in the background of the paper. And then look at this one. This is just delectable. Love this one. Okay, and then the reverse of the papers. So this was another piece of paper. I love this. It's kind of like stripes of flowers going across. And then the backs of the papers are watercolored. Actually, they look like, to me, it's painted on canvas. They might be acrylics on here. And you can see all the brush strokes in it. And so there's another one in the purples. So depending on the flowers that you use, you can combine those backgrounds with the papers. This one's just got a whole bunch of really sweet little daisies on there. And then there's another piece here. I think I showed you that one already, actually. And what else have we got? And then we've got these sweet little, just kind of little X's on there. Yeah, so really, really nice, bright, cheery colors of paper. And it's a really good weight of paper, so you could easily make boxes out of it and bags. So those are your papers. So the paper is called Hues of Happiness. The stamp set is Happiness Abounds. And so here are all the flowers So there's 4 flowers that you can cut out, and there's a couple of leaves in here. Now, the interesting thing here is they've given you some border dies, and this is the card I made. This is actually a Case the Caddy directly from the catalog. This is actually the image that's on the front of our new annual catalog, and so it creates this little note paper here. So you just cut, oh, I don't know, maybe a 3x4 piece of paper, and then you run that die on the edge, and it kind of punches it out. I haven't used this die yet, but this gives you another interesting edge. And then on this card here, I actually used this background stamp or die. So what this does is it cuts, or it pops out some of the leaves, and then it partially die cuts some of the leaves, so that you can actually, on the reverse of this, poke them out, maybe with your pokey tool, to get them to lift up a little bit. See, I've got some of mine lifted up there. So it just makes a really interesting background on there. And then I used our brand new decal dies, rectangle dies, to cut this piece here. These are beautiful rectangle dies on here. And they are, I've got them right here to show you. So look at how many layers you get. This one right here would be great for a greeting, but you've got tons of layering that you can do on a card with all of those rectangles. These are going to be great for making rectangle box lids, I think. I'm going to have to play with that. Okay, so those are a couple of cards that I've already made. So today's card is interesting. It reminds me of a window that we have in our bedroom. It's above the bed. It's a long rectangle window, and so it just looks out. There's just we've got laurel bushes in the back, so it just looks out over all this greenery, which is really sweet. It's a beautiful window. It just brings in tons of morning light. So this card reminded me of the window, and so I'm calling it a transom, a recessed transom window card. All right, so if you want to take down some measurements, you're welcome. I chose to do this with basic white, and this is 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at 5 1/2. I'll put the measurements in the description after the video. So that's the card base. So I'm making a landscape card. It's going to open like that. Okay, and then you need a piece of the DSP. And so just keep in mind, you can use any DSP that you have and any other stamp sets that you have for this. So this DSP measures 2 inches by 5 1/4. And then this piece measures 3 by 5 1/4. Okay, so 3 by 5 1/4 and 2 by 5 1/4. Okay, so this piece is going to represent the transom, what you see in the window. Okay, and we're going to build the transom window. So you need Stampin' Dimensionals. All right, so first of all, I want to do a shout out to a lady by the name of Lynn. I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name. I think it's Cheesmur or Cheesmur. And I saw her, she posted today on the Demonstrator Planning Place. It's a Facebook group that demonstrators get to belong to. And the minute I saw it, I went, oh my God, that reminds me of my window. And so I wanted to make the card. So I'm using pretty well the same that she used on the card. And I'm going to show you how to make it, okay? So the first thing you want to do is you're going to take this piece of basic white, and again, you could make this in a different colored cardstock if you wanted to. So it's fun to experiment with different ways of doing things. Who else has joined? Judy is here this morning. Good morning, Judy. And Sue, oh my goodness. You are still in Hawaii. I saw your video of your sunset. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Good morning. Nice of you to pop in and see what I'm up to. You're keeping an eye on us, are you? All right, so this piece here, which I said measured 5 1/4 by 3, you're going to cut this not in half, but you're going to cut it so that You could do it in half, because what you're going to do is you're going to have a piece at the top and a piece along the bottom, but they don't have to be the same width, okay? So you can just do a random cut wherever you like, just to add some interest. Okay, so I'm just going to chop this. So what did I do? I chopped this at, I chopped it at 1 3/4. Okay, so I'm going to have it at the bottom and at the top like that. Okay, that's all the cutting we need to do. So the first thing is we're going to take our card, and all of these pieces are cut. They're not 5 1/2, they're 5 1/4 in the width, okay, because you want to see a bit of the background. So this is basically what we're doing, okay? We're going to be gluing this piece. So you see I have a bit of a border on the right and the left of this card. So I'm basically going to just glue this in the middle of this card base. And then I'm going to be putting these on dimensionals, and then we're going to be sticking them on the top and on the bottom. Okay, so you want to make sure that, I might have to trim that DSP down just a smidge maybe. Yeah, I'm just going to cut this just a smidge tinier because I don't want it sticking out. This is going to be like a hair. Okay. So we're going to be placing this here, and then let's see the width of this. Yes, that's way better. Okay. All right. So this is a very, once you've cut your pieces, this is such a simple card to put together. So let me just grab my silicone mat here. And we're just going to glue this on. So this piece, you glue this on flat. And just check your paper to see if there's any kind of an orientation to it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Not ready. I wasn't ready. The card base popped open on me. Okay. Might have to move that over a bit. There we go. That's better. And my card did not cut very straight, so I've got a little bit of an overhang here, so I'm just going to snip that off. That's what I love this tiny paper cutter for. Any kind of tiny trimming you have to do. Look at that. It's perfect. All right. Now, I want to do a sentiment on here. And so I'm going to stamp my sentiment on here first. And I'm going to use just some nice black. Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Carol. You've got sketchy service where you are. But at least you're able to pop in. And good morning, Jeannie. Good morning. Oh, I'm glad that helped you with your order. Yeah, sometimes you just have to see how it's done. Okay, so I'm just doing a nice scripted happy birthday on this card. So let's do this. Happy birthday. Okay, now to make the transom window, you know how windows are recessed because you've got the frame around your window. So what you're going to do with this is you're going to take your Stampin' Dimensionals, which I should open my new pack here. And you will need, you know, quite a few on your card because you don't want it to bend. So I'm going to put put them in the corners. And then I'm going to put a few more in here. Like so. Okay. Oh, let's get out my little pokey tool. I like using that for getting these off. I did that one already. Okay. And then we're going to put some, well, let's put this on first so that it doesn't get stuck to something else. Okay. So what you're doing now is you're going to line it up along the bottom, giving yourself a bit of a border. And you're lining it up with that Designer Series paper, okay? And then we're going to do the top piece. Now, if you have any dimensional sheets like this that are almost finished, you can then use these border bits. And put a border along the top. It's a lot faster, and I'm putting a little bit more on this one because it's wider. Okay, and then I'm going to put this along the top. I think I'm going to turn it upside down so I can watch the edge here. It's a little bit crooked there. There we go. All right, so there's your transom window. So think of this as the frame around the window, and then this is what is poking out from behind. Now, another fun thing that you could do is you could emboss this piece and then put it on dimensionals to give it some more interest, or you could stamp something else on there. I just wanted to make this really, really simple. Lynn, her cards are, I'm almost doing them identical to what she did. All right, so I want to show you all these flowers that I spent quite a bit of time just cutting out my flowers. So now you can decide, once you've got a whole bunch punched out, then you are ready to go. So here are the two types of leaves that you can die cut. And then, so I want to show you. So when you have these straight edge pieces, see, it's partially die cut. So you can easily put this on the inside of the card, for example, along the edges. So don't waste anything. You see how these, and this was a corner piece, corner of the paper. So if you were to put it inside the paper, inside the card, you could put it like along the edge like that and at the bottom and decorate the inside of your card. Okay, so I'm going to stick with this beautiful blue flower, I think, and this will also have to go on dimensionals. And then let's put a few leaves on there. Now you can also stamp and die cut all of these pieces as well. So we've got a few leaves. I always like 3 odd numbers of leaves on my set. Okay, so let's get some more dimensionals for this. Now, remember that you're going to have to put the dimensionals on this piece here. Okay, so it's probably smart just to put them there and then put the flower on top. Okay, you're just going to go like this. And then put the flower on top. like that. Okay, and then we can tuck the leaves. I'm just going to use a bit of Tombow glue. These little backings are everywhere now. I'm just going to put a tiny bit of Tombow glue on there. And then we'll do a leaf at the bottom. So there you go, ladies. There's your card. It's just beautiful, simple, fast to make. And you could make a beautiful set of these and put them in a box. And it's just, yeah, my Transom window card. That's what I'm calling it. So you could add some Wink of Stella on here, and you could also add, I'll show you these beautiful dots. These are called the Glossy Dots Assortment. And you've got these beautiful colors in here. I think this is the deep purple, not Highland Heather, the other one. Gorgeous Grape, Melon Mambo, probably Daffodil Delight, and this is more than likely, could be Pool Party or Balmy Blue. So you've got these beautiful colors. So I'm going to stick with, oh, I could do a purple. So I'm going to use my take your pick tool, and let's put in, these might not come off this, oh, here we go. I'm just going to put in, and you could put these randomly wherever you want. Some of these dots come off easily with that other end, but others you struggle with a little bit. Okay, so let's just put a few of those on there. There you go. And you could add some Wink of Stella to the flower. I added Wink of Stella on this card. The camera doesn't pick Wink of Stella up very well, but you can use some Wink of Stella on there. And there is your card. More ideas, you could, before you put this piece on and before you put the dimensionals on, you could wrap some ribbon around this piece. Yeah, just so much that you can do. Another fun thing, you might want to put a bit of a window sheet attached to these layers before you put them on, so you have a bit of a window there. But I think it looks beautiful just the way it is. So thank you so much for joining. That's really all I have for you today. I did a catalog walkthrough on Sunday. It's now up on YouTube, or you can also watch it here on Facebook for the replay of that, because I walked through the catalog showing you some of the products that I've received, and I gave you some sort of coordinating ideas. And yeah, that's kind of all that's new. So I have 2 more weeks here, and then I will be on the road. We're flying to Montreal, and then we're on the road all the way through to PEI. And we're meeting up with some friends and going to my high school reunion. So I've got to start making a list and packing and all that stuff. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this morning. And go and have your 2nd or 3rd cup of coffee and enjoy your day. And I will be back on Thursday night for Case the Caddy. Thanks again, ladies. Bye for now.